braid. I know braids is such an easy way to just switch up your look, and I think braids on its own is so cute, so I wanted to show you how to do it if you don't know. And there's two ways to do a braid, and one of them is having it packed flat and the other one is having it poking more out, and I'm gonna explain and show you how to do both. So I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, when I do braids, I always start by brushing my hair, so I just brought a little hairbrush. And for a French braid, since you're only having one down and it starts pretty high up, you can start it a bit back or you can start pretty long in the front. I'm gonna start somewhere in between here, but I always just start by brushing my hair back, like into a ponytail type of way, just backwards. If your hair is tangled, just start at the ends. Just doing a little coffee break. I don't know if you can see that, but oh, I'm almost spilling. My boyfriend just made me a cappuccino. Okay, now that I'm done brushing all my hair backwards, just make sure to keep your brush handy because you might need it more. Firstly, I would just take a middle section. You can choose how big you want it. I tend to have it smaller than larger. I have pretty fine hair, so this is about as much as I do. And then you just continue taking one part from the side. I don't go too far down. This is probably only my forehead that I'm covering now. And to make the braid go upwards, I'm gonna start with that one. You just take this side part, this one, underneath the middle part. And then we do the same to the right side. Taking a strand here, just separating it so you won't get like a really messy braid, and going underneath the middle part. And then you switch over to the part that's now on this side, and you take some more hair, take it into that section, and then just separate it from the rest of your hair. And then going underneath the middle part. The reason we always go underneath from the side is so the braid will stick upwards, because if you go underneath, you pack the braid upwards, if that makes sense. You will see when I'm done what I mean. Now we have this side again, and we're just taking some more hair, combining it up to that part, making sure we don't get more than that part we wanted, and going underneath the middle part. One more time. We take from this side, combine to that hair that's on this side now, separating from the rest of the hair to not get a messy braid. Go underneath the middle part, and then this one is now the middle, and then you have this side. I'm gonna turn around so you can see this from the back. Now you can see that this tiny hair strand is on the right side. We take one more part. I just lay it in that finger, and I use the other hand to separate the hair. Now this part is pretty clean. Then I'm just taking the middle part over the right part. So now this part was the right part, and now it's in the middle. I'm taking another strand from left, going into my thumb where my hair is lying, separating from the rest of my hair, and going underneath the middle part. Again, left part, placing the hair in my thumb, separating, going under the middle part. You can see now I have this is now the middle part, it's going over the right part. I lay the right part in my longest finger, between my longest and my second longest finger. And then even though this part is in my thumb, I also put this left part in my thumb because the rest of my fingers is separating the two strands. Now I'm taking from the left, putting it into my thumb, separating, and going under the middle part. You can now see I still have 3 fingers here separating these two. And then I just take that hair up into my index fingers. I also have this left part now in my thumb, and put this also in my thumb, and then I'm just going into the thumb, separating. Now I take this right part into my thumb, separating with my fingers, taking the middle part into my index fingers, and then this left part into my thumb. Then I'm picking up more hair with the other hand, placing it in the thumb, and then separating. Laying this in my thumb, laying this in my index finger, laying the right part in my thumb. Picking up more hair and laying it in my thumb. And then take the middle part over. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this braid. Okay, I'm just gonna switch into the front side because my shoulders is getting really sore. I'm not really that strong to do braids, so yeah, I'm just gonna continue braiding this. Okay, so I do have layered hair, that meaning that the top part of my hair is shorter than the under part of my hair. So that also includes that some of these will be really short. So I usually just take one from the long one. This can make the braid look a bit more messy, but I think overall it looks cleaner. So I'm just splitting maybe a third of this off from, you see this is the right side. I'm taking under the middle and into this smallest section. This you don't need to do if you're new at braids, but now you see I have 3 strands that's more similar in length. Then I'm just gonna continue braiding this as normal. Just because I think this looks the cleanest, I use a see-through elastic. And as you can see, my hair goes into here. I'm gonna take this maybe 5 centimeters from my ends, and I'm not gonna do it too tight. So now you see that my braid starts around here. I don't know if you can see it, but my hair goes upwards. So now you get the part where you braided. If you just want it to look a bit cleaner or more, I don't know, a bit more edgy, I really like that. I usually puff it up a bit and just massaging all the parts. Okay, and just because I think it's easier, I'm gonna take the ends from the front. Now, the reason we left some at the end is because by fluffing this off, it's now really tight at this end, so you can just drag it a bit down to get a bit more space. And since it's not a braid there, it's easier to loosen up the rest. Now I'm just picking up this elastic again and doing one more round, or 2. Actually, I'm gonna do 3. I ended up doing 3, it was a bit loose. Now, since I have pretty thin hair, I do want my hair to look a bit thicker, so this fluffing up really helps. And also, because I have layers, this might now look a tiny bit messy. So I usually just go in with some type of hair product, just do a tiny bit, go over just to smoothen down, and then just run to the braid so I don't have too many fly outs, like that. And if you do have some uneven parts at the side, I usually just take a comb and just comb up a tiny bit, just to flatten out everything, make it look a tiny bit more sleek. If you want, you can also use a bigger scrunchie or something like this to make it a bit more cute. But as I mentioned, I preferred like just the see-through elastic. I think it's so cute and clean. Okay, so that's the final. After you can see that this goes a tiny bit more up. It's like upwards. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, so I just took up that braid and I've just brushed my hair through again so it's not tangled, and just brushed it backwards. So now I'm gonna do the other type of braid, the one that goes inwards, or the flat one. Basically, what you're gonna do is take the middle part underneath and the outside part over. So instead of folding it upwards, you fold it downwards. I'm gonna try to show you as best as I can. You start the same way, taking a middle part. Mine is not too big because I have really thin hair, and then I just place this in between my index finger, and then I have my thumb underneath here, no hairs in it, and then I'm taking this one into the thumb and then just separating it. And then I'm going to take the middle part underneath. Now the middle part is in my thumb. The new middle part that was the left part is now in my index finger. And then I'm taking this side into my thumb and then just separating it. So now I take the right side over the middle here, the right side down to my index finger, and then this left part, no, yeah, the left part into my index finger. Okay, and then just separate it. If it's really hard to separate your hair, if my hair is greasy, it's usually way harder. And then I'm using just my brush to get it separated more. You see, here I have this left side in my index. So I'm picking up more, placing it in my index, separating, releasing from my thumb, going under, taking this into my thumb too, just with a separated part, and placing this in my index. Picking up more, separating, releasing the part from my thumb. You see I have these three, separating the thumb from the middle, and then taking the side into the middle, or into the index. Picking more up, releasing from the thumb, separating the thumb, taking in more, placing this into the index, and then picking up more hair, and then separating it. I'm just gonna do the rest of my hair. Just lost my elastic. This time I'm just gonna leave some part. I now know-ish where it was from the last time, so I'm just gonna leave like a loose good 3-4 centimeters, and then just gonna loosen up the entire braid a bit. Okay, so like last time, I'm just gonna use a little bit of, this is just like a hair oil or balsam spray or something, just to sleeken out the look a tiny bit. And then again, I'm just using this comb to make it look a bit more sleek. If you have any flyaways, especially if you have layered hair like me, it's really easy to get flyaways. You could pin that down with bobby pins or just like more see-through elastics. I do both depending on where they are usually. That's really all there is to it, since this French braid type is tucked in. You don't really have to loosen up the head part, only the loose part, to get a look a bit more fluffy longness. Okay, so just a look from the back. It's more tucked in. This is the French braid version. Okay, I think I prefer maybe the last braid. I think it's a bit cooler, even though this French braid is really sleek and cute. So comment down below what type of braid you prefer, and if you learned something new that is really good. So remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.